start. Welcome back, JB. So we all have our darlings, right?
The Broncos.
The one that got away, the league,
What?
and JB's my white whale. If I could get JB, I will drop my mic and walk away into the sunset.
He's never won. He's
you
never
lost
won
the
a
Super Bowl?
league. He is not. He has
No,
won a league.
What?
Oh.
Hey,
You've never.
I will claim that asterisk. Hey, every fantasy football title. Every fantasy football has an asterisk or a dozen. 1 dozen. Over under on 7.5 asterisks each title.
Incorrect. Not all of them.
For what?
Mine was
Not all of them.
No.
Not all of them.
Only that year has an asterisk on it.
That was a wild year, dude. COVID year, you were like, it ain't happening. It's not happening. You did like none research, and you were like, I'm not even getting excited. Up until like, I don't even know, opening week. You were not into it, Zach. And then we did it. And then I just won. I don't even think it was that year. I think it was 21.
Yeah, it was.
And then they had the game that got canceled, which sucked. The Bengals game.
That was
what I'm talking about.
Bills.
That's what my asterisk was.
That's your That's his asterisk because every other league that was it. It's over. It's settled. And
that was mine too.
He talked Tom into playing the following week, and he won.
Well, and I made it. I told him it's totally up to him.
Yeah.
I said, how about this? I'll give you the money, and we just play. We just see what happens. And he was gracious enough to say, let's just play the next week. And I eked out a victory right into the sunset. I was the happiest camper I've ever known. But so JB, I would love to win this one, but we got some good teams, and there's some teams in front of me.
All right, so we talked the fuck out of you.
As well. Oh, by me? I gotta talk to you. Which league did I talk? Oh, but Brian still beat me though.
Did he? Okay, good.
Yeah, he did.
Good for you, Brian. Fuck Jay.
Yeah, dude. I won a Ballers League though last year. Finally, I think I've been in Brian's leagues for 4 or 5 years.
Dude, my Ballers 5 team is fucking garbage. I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, you're the contract league? That's the one I don't.
Such a middling league. Yeah.
Oh,
my best ball league in his is my team's pretty good, and it was I forget what the term it is, but it was one of the abandoned teams where we 3 of us drafted from the abandoned team stuff.
Dispersal.
Yeah, dispersal. Thank you.
Yeah. Brian's
is pretty good too.
Dude, AFC is hard to rank.
Dude, AFC is very
what the fuck is this?
Very
dude?
even. Except for a couple of teams.
Well, I actually think the Ravens are really good.
Well, all right, check it out. Let's go.
All right, yeah, let's go.
Let's first of all, we're going to talk about a couple trades. Okay. Last week, hey guys, I know I said it in chat, our own podcast chat channel, but I couldn't stop listening to you guys. It was family night, and I had to start the show.
I thought you were busy.
It on. I was busy. It was something was happening, and I had to be with the family.
Girls last night before school.
Oh, that's what it was. So we had a movie night on a weekday, and it was a whole thing. But I ended up watching it with an earbud in, just making sure the show was fine. I very much enjoyed it, but it did go longer than it probably needed to because you guys would dig into the team and go over the players a little more thoroughly. But you guys were having fun. I
like that format, but it does go long. I like digging in. I don't like just brushing over it and then calling it a day.
I agree.
I know.
If we want to change this to just AFC, we could.
We don't care about NFC.
That's actually like mid-season. When we do that mid-season, that might not be bad.
Mitch is the only NFC player.
I want to get to the NFC, but like we could talk about one conference only.
AFC.
Have enough shows.
Give the people what they want.
We just go over trades though, Kyle, in the regular season though. So
we don't do. I thought we did a mid-season power rankings. Is that before playoffs?
That was end of the year.
We did it like twice.
Who's going to make the playoffs?
We did it like 6 weeks in, and then we did it after like week 10 or
did
whatever. Yeah, we did like twice.
I could have sworn we did it in the season. All right, let's get into it. Let's get
When
into
we
it.
started the show, we did it every single week for every
We are.
week.
We are a hoot. All right, Zachary, can you
Yeah.
pull up the
He has it,
trades, please?
What
Why do you have the Raiders at 1 overall?
JB.
You want trades in JV?
Yeah, please. I think you're the only one, Pickle, because I don't.
I have them high. Just
There's
not
one other one in
one.
the AFC, and then there's actually two in the AFC, but one of them is gross.
Oh, you might like
One
maybe
of them
Marvin
makes
Harrison
me
too much,
puke.
huh?
Okay,
me?
I would like to start at excuse me.
August
Let's
18th.
start at Texans gave up Josh Jacobs and a second for Najee. Adrian, what were you
What?
thinking there?
That had to be cap. Had to
Yeah,
be
it's
cap
cap.
related.
It's got to be
It
cap.
is cap related, yeah.
And the guy wouldn't take Jacobs for Najee straight up.
No, Jacobs. Let's see,
Yeah,
Then-
$53.
53,
Salary.
and then
And then
Najee
Najee had 28, I think.
45.
Also, Pickle, look at your
Oh, I'm
ranking.
looking at NFC. Sorry.
Look at your
Come on,
ranking
give us
for
a
the Browns,
What am
Pickle,
I
and that's going to
doing?
say it all too, because
Wait.
he's building, so
Wait.
he's taking on expensive running back, and
Wait,
Jacobs
wait.
gets hurt.
Najee Harris is still 43. It's not that much cheaper.
Not that much cheaper, and there's really no motivation for him to move Najee, but he's on a 1-year contract, so
Yeah.
it probably would have been quite fair for Jacobs at $10 more because he's got multiple years.
Yeah, that was a cap move
But-
for sure because he's $5 under cap right now. You couldn't
Either
have
way,
Jacobs.
Either way, you're talking
there was
about a
There's
competing
another
team.
deal, right? Or no, maybe not.
And a
Yeah.
non-competing team.
Right now,
Yeah.
that second is like maybe the 20th pick in the draft.
Yeah. Then we got T. Higgins going from, I think that's Cole. Yeah, Cole's Vikings to Tim's. Good job, Tim. Saints. Cole gave up Higgins and a first, 25 first for Bo Nix. Temperature check on Bo Nix. Are we okay giving away a good receiver and a first for Bo Nix?
Nope.
Nope.
I think
don't
he's
know.
good. I think he's good. I don't know if it's too early to put that down on a.
Let me
That
give you a little
quarterback.
context. After Cole sent away Higgins, he still has Chase, Lamb, not much
I don't
behind
care.
that. Keon
You
Coleman on
don't give away
taxi.
value for free. Like, okay, here's my thought on
Yeah.
it. I don't think
Okay.
we had Bo Nix go above like 111 in any of the leagues.
Okay.
If he's worth only that much, we're not giving away 2 firsts for him. Like T Higgins is around like 110, 109,
Sure.
right? So that's 2 full firsts. I don't care what his salary is for the what
The salary
the
actually
5th quarterback
makes him
drafted.
that high for me.
What was Higgins?
It,
Salary?
I'm with Kyle on this one.
if that's what he's worth
11.
now, though, then trade less for it during the draft to get that pick. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's you could have gotten a higher pick than what Bo Nix went for
You
in
could-
the draft.
You could have just traded your 2025 first in the draft and said, like, worst
Yeah,
case,
exactly.
This is a lateral move. Or if I
Yeah,
win the league next year, you go back 1 pick.
Adrian,
went-
you do that
He
deal.
went 2.
You send away Higgins and a first for Nix.
Yeah.
He went 202 in AFC in this league.
Yeah. So
And I
yeah.
guess it depends on need too. What does New Orleans or
He could-
no,
he
New
could-
Orleans gave up? So does Minnesota need a QB?
he could have sent his first for the 202
Doesn't matter.
during the
Yeah,
draft.
I fully disagree with all of the take on Bo Nix being worth this much. I think he could be worth this much someday. It is bad process to do it this way right now before we've seen a snap in regular season.
I didn't say. Yeah, I mean, I don't
So
think
New
anyone's
Orleans-
saying it's worth it.
New Orleans is ranked really poorly. So he ended up getting a first and Higgins. I thought it was a great deal for a bad team that New Orleans gave up Nix. New Orleans still has Purdy and Stafford, which kind of who cares, taking some value. I thought it was good. But remember, you only have a market if you have a market. So we can only set a price on a market that's available, right? If there's no real market and we want to move a player before maybe he combusts, then you got to take what you can get. I mean, I thought that was great. And you give up what you feel you can. You know, you gave up. Maybe he has super high hopes. He's sitting with Kyler, Gardner Minshew. So he stuck Nix on taxi.
Just real quick while we're talking about rookie quarterbacks that aren't Caleb Williams, I have been shopping for rookie quarterbacks after the draft, and both Penix and Bo Nix are currently at a higher price than JJ McCarthy, based on trade offers I've sent out.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
see, that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I've done the work. I actually sent trades.
Go get JJ McCarthy.
Yeah.
Well,
True,
You're gonna
because
take-
you're not
you're gonna
going
take
for
your-
someone to win right now.
I mean, that's a guy who's got the starting job next year, right? Sam Darnold's not going to.
Oh, yeah.
Should do.
Locked
I don't.
in.
I don't see why they would Trey Lance him.
Yeah, like
Oh, no,
Penix,
no.
who knows? Nick's probably, but
did they move up to get him, or did they just stay pat and get him?
Bo
where they
Nix,
were?
they stayed.
No, not Bo Nix. JJ McCarthy.
McCarthy?
They moved up.
Huh. I think you're right.
But I think
they
they were
did.
originally angling for May and they couldn't afford it, so they went up for McCarthy instead.
what was
So-
the
And they went up.
Right.
They went up in front of the Raiders and Denver too. So they knew that.
Yes.
Do
He
you remember what
wasn't
they gave
falling.
up?
I think it was 2 firsts, but I don't know
So
for sure.
they don't
No
have
idea.
their first this year, or this coming year.
I don't. Oh no, they do. I think they traded 2 of the. They picked up a late first, and they traded their actual first and the late first from
Okay.
24. I think they have their 25 still, but
So there's
someone
still
look
a
it up.
world where they fall in love with a new quarterback, and this season's just god awful, and they can draft that new quarterback.
No, I don't think so. Minnesota traded
I
up
don't
from
think
number 11 to number 10 to take the place of the New York Jets in order to get McCarthy, who was a fifth. To move up one spot, the Vikings gave up 4th rounder and a 5th rounder, and also the Jets also sent Minnesota to.
All I could say is
So
I
how
won't be
much-
shocked if it happened.
I'd be shocked if they
Yeah.
traded up
I'd
to
be
get
shocked.
McCarthy now, and then there's a
showed he was
quarterback they
good.
didn't know about that they fall in love with between now and next draft, and they think
and-
better
and-
than McCarthy.
to be fair
There's
against
always
what
a
I
dark horse.
Yeah, to
Sorry.
be fair, what I said against what I said earlier, this exact thing happened to Trey Lance. They traded up for him. They started him for like half a game, maybe, like in the middle of the season, and then they benched him, and he got injured, and then he's gone. That's it.
That
So this is-
was because his replacement was better.
Jimmy
and then-
Garoppolo, baby.
No, Brock
No,
Purdy.
different.
No,
Sorry.
Purdy.
No, he
So,
got
I mean,
Jimmy
he- he
Garoppolo
was
and
forced
then
out,
Brock
too.
Purdy.
Yeah, like he got hurt 2 years ago. Jimmy came in. Jimmy got hurt. Brock Purdy came in, went to the national championship or the NFC championship.
National championship.
Yeah,
It's the national championship.
It was wild. He went to the NFC, and then it was just like, there's no way Trey Lance is going to be better than Brock.
Then he lost
So,
in the Super Bowl.
Did he ever really get a good opportunity?
Dude, Trey Lance
No.
never got a shot.
But
He
That's
got
so
him
brutal.
practices. He got
Well,
enough
he got a
practices
shot
and it showed.
Alright.
what, a day or two ago, and he threw 5 picks.
Next trade.
I ended
Yeah,
up
you know,
getting
crazy.
Gardner Minshew for a
Yeah.
3rd. I thought that was charity. Thank you very
That's
much.
fine.
Roy.
I was
I'll
kind of
take a
curious what
filler.
Adrian was going to say there.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Adrian was saying
Well,
something.
That's what I was going to say. The next trade is crazy because you figure Bo Nix got Higgins in the 1st, and Minshew only brought a 3rd, and he's
they're
the
both
starter.
they're both starters. If you're looking for a
Right.
guy to plug and play right now,
Yeah.
I'll take Minshew at a 3rd every day of the week.
This is
Yeah.
dynasty value 100%. Like, you're not the person trading 2 firsts for
Sure.
Bo Nix isn't looking for a starter. They're looking for dynasty
It's
value.
just so weird to me to make that move right now.
Yeah, same.
Dude,
I
I
agree.
could fully see Gardner pulling a Geno and getting a contract. His swag is so unbelievably on fire
Everybody
that if he
wants
does
to root,
something, I
everybody
don't
wants
even
to
see
root for
what,
Minshew.
because next
Yeah,
year,
but Bernie, man, he's a Ryan Fitzpatrick.
oh, I would have loved
Ryan Fitzpatrick was valuable for like 20 years.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
17.
If he can,
Sorry.
if he can average something like 265 and 2, that's that's just fine because there's going to be some booms and there's going to be some stinkers.
I think that's
Well,
great
if
for
we're
the
talking
Raiders.
fantasy, yes.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
talking
I
about
think it's
real,
great for real life.
Wait,
if he
this
gets
is too much
365
conversation
and-
about Gardner Minshew. He's a journeyman
Hey.
who scores a lot of fantasy points. Let's move on.
So I ended up.
That
So
is
I
fair.
ended up giving up. I ended up
Third,
with
we saw.
Renee. I gave up Jalen Hurts, JJ McCarthy, and Ayuk, and I got Kyler Murray. I'll just say in Marvin Harrison Jr. So I loved it. I thought she got I think she got some great assets to build with. She got 3. I got 2.
Depends.
think-
I could see two people. I could see people taking both sides. I think Hertz is a better quarterback. Obviously, I don't think anyone's going to say Ayuk is better than Marv Harrison.
I rank Hurts over Murray, and I love Murray.
Yeah, okay. I think Ayuk's better.
Then Marv,
Yeah.
All right,
Oh.
next trade.
good.
Trade.
Hey, I would love that because they have so much Ayuk.
Hey guys, remember when I traded Marvin Harrison away? Man, that was a good time.
I do. That was hot and sexy.
All right.
So
Trey
I'm very
McBride.
happy. I hope all 3 of those kill it for you, Renee. And then we got just a doozy. Bijan Nilo ended up sending away Bijan because he loves Trey McBride and first round draft pick. So we got Bijan going for
Tony.
McBride in a first. What?
I would send this to Tony. Hey, Tony.
Yeah, exactly.
Come here.
Tony will not do that.
Oh my
Hey, bro.
God, no.
Let's
I
talk.
tried to get Bijan. He laughed at me. I tried to get
Hold
him
on.
for like the 105.
I'm
which-
gonna send this
I thought it was a
exact
decent deal.
trade, and then I'm
Adrian,
gonna
have
say
you paid?
it happened in NFC.
Which first are you going to send to him though?
I don't know.
It's
Adrian,
gotta
I
be a
think-
late first.
I think my team's
What's that?
worse than
Have you paid?
49ers.
Okay.
Have
Oh
I-
yeah, your team's way worse than the 49ers, but you
Which
do
I
have
have-
5 firsts.
It is. It definitely
have
is
it.
now that I have Bijan.
I have all
What's
3 of
that?
your buttholes first.
What, Adrian?
I know for a fact you don't have my first.
We
No,
just
no, no,
had there's
the other
a
3
big
buttholes.
trade in SF3.
Big trade
Big
in
trade.
SF3. What
Yeah.
right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah.
Let me check the payment here.
Hold on. So wait, hold on.
can
Let's just
go
talk
over
about this.
that.
Mitch, hit me.
Was it my
Which-
first?
which
No, it wasn't.
pick?
It wasn't my first.
It was your
Adrian's,
third.
Oh, my
or Jay's, or Zach's.
Zach's.
I would
What?
say Zach's could maybe be the worst, but I also had them all.
Or the Titans.
Titans.
Or mine.
No. Titans is the best.
Titans.
No,
is
mine's the best.
worst.
Wait, what are we talking about? Sorry.
First round picks that I sent with Trey McBride for Bijan.
I would
We're
send
just filling
Adrian.
the time while you
Adrian,
look that up.
or no, I would send Jay or Adrian's pick.
Jay or
so you
Adrian.
traded what? What
Money,
did you
money,
send
money.
for Bijan?
Well,
a
I'm doing.
25
Trey
first and-
McBride and a first.
Well, are you a playoff team, Mitch?
Oh yeah,
I am now.
yes.
Hell yeah, brother.
I mean,
All
Yeah.
of us here,
I could be-
except for
I
you,
could be
is a
now.
playoff team.
What?
well,
I could be a playoff team in 5 months. I have
Dude,
5
yes.
firsts, dude. I
You
have 525
absolutely-
firsts.
you could.
I got
move
room.
Absolutely can.
I got
Big
salary
time.
cap. I
Nobody-
got all the
nobody-
pieces I need to make a move.
Nobody who's got 5 first round picks is going to try and leverage all of that into players and be competitive.
Zach,
Bitch,
do
I
me a
might.
solid and pull up the NFC. Let's do NFC first. Speaking of that trade, that was hot. All right, Adrian, how do you want to do yours?
Oh,
Are
do you
you
want
liking how
NFC
you're doing it?
first?
Chime in here and there. Do you want to?
No, I did the same thing. I did ranking 12-1.
All right.
I'm golden.
Adrian needs to pay for SF3.
Okay, I'm trying to do that.
But
right
what is the SF3?
Adrian,
trade?
what a dick.
I
All
ranked mine 1 to 16. I could be in the wrong league.
Um,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I
Oh
only
my
had
God.
I only had time to do AFC, so I'll just comment.
Okay. I got Brian in Atlanta.
Would you have to
I
leave
know
right
he
now?
was selling
Kyle?
off pretty
9:30.
hard in the offseason. He took over this. This is an orphan.
No,
So
no.
Atlanta,
My
we got a
9:30.
consensus last number 12. Number 12, right? Yeah, number 12. We
Who did
got
we say was
Atlanta.
12?
Nope,
Atlanta?
No.
Yes, I'll put Atlanta at 12.
I have Carolina.
Okay. You have
A horse-
Carolina.
Horse apiece. Horse apiece. They both suck.
Yeah, I would agree with
I have
that.
There's some nice pieces on both teams. I think Atlanta's got Love and Mayfield, which could maybe do something, but they got nothing else.
Yeah, I'm not into it. Brian, you'll go ahead and go down as the 101. Good luck to you. You will build back better. I know it. I have New Orleans and
Can't-
Tim.
Can't build back worse.
Not much going on. This is the team that I just absolutely baked for just week after week, and then we realized that he was in the hospital forever. So very sorry. But your team really is still rough.
You got the
But
Saints
I do like that
as
he
like
got
11?
that trade to go through. That was good for him. What's that?
You got the Saints as 11.
I do.
I probably had him
Who-
up closer to the like.
I
8.
have, I have Seattle.
You have Saints way too low.
I have him up a little bit. There's
So do I.
He was in the NFC title game last year.
I do not care at all.
And
Why, his
his
team
team
sucks now.
didn't change much.
I don't care
Saquon,
because
you-
other teams did.
yeah, but I mean Purdy, Stafford,
Purdy,
Saquon,
Stafford, that's a solid.
Diggs, Hopkins, Higgins, Thielen, Joku.
Yeah,
That's-
I think the wide receivers are a little weak. You're hoping on a lot of
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
that haven't been good in a minute. And
I'm not saying this guy's going to
Diggs.
go win the league, but like I think this
He's
team
better than
is
11.
better than 11. Personally,
Who is 12? I'm sorry, who is 12?
Falcons
Falcons.
or Carolina.
Yeah.
Take your pick. They're both dog.
God, so
They're
what we're saying is the Buccaneers are going to win the division.
Easily.
Yes.
I'm not happy. I
100%.
Oh
mean,
yeah, look at that. Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
they are.
who do you guys have at 10?
I would put a bid in for Seattle or the Packers.
I have Seattle at 11.
Yeah, so Seattle.
I have Seattle as well.
Oh come on, they have Kenny Pickett.
And then 10, I have Green Bay.
Yep,
I have
that's
I have Chicago.
I got Green Bay. At,
Chicago?
at,
What?
10. Chicago.
You have Chicago
No,
at 10?
No way.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
my god.
Wait, how?
Yes.
He's got
I don't know about that
Geno,
one.
Stroud, and Tua.
Yes, you
ETN,
gotta look at the
Jacobs,
starting lineup.
Tyron,
Williams.
Yeah, it's a good starting lineup. What the?
Amari
Amari,
Cooper.
Debo. Yeah,
What is it, start
JSN.
9?
Dalton
Start nine.
Kincaid.
So that's rough, but he's got Kincaid.
But he can still can bring
CJ,
up.
Tua, Etienne, Jacobs, Kyron Williams,
I
Amari
actually
Cooper, Debo, JSN, Dalton Kincaid.
I got to
Ah.
see more in like the 6 range.
So
wait,
how many negative points is JSN every week?
Right. So how about this? How do you arrive at that? Maybe the math behind it makes sense.
I
Well,
haven't
I
seen
just
one in the division.
I look at
He's got to start
starting
9.
rosters.
There's only 8 starters there.
I have him 4th in the division.
How is CJ Stroud
Fourth in
not a
the
holdout?
division.
Yeah,
I think the Packers are worse than him.
based on starting lineups.
Zach, was
Okay.
CJ Stroud not a holdout?
Whoa.
I mean, I understand people have
Hang on
good
a second.
players, but
Why
they
do I
don't
have
have
the
enough
Packers
good
as worse?
players to make a starting lineup.
Okay,
And
I can dig it.
I paid, by the way, so 2025 is
Hang on.
Hey Zach.
No, Stroud's not a top 10 quarterback.
Yeah, I didn't
What?
think so either.
he got
Something
hurt.
Really?
happened at the end of the year, right? Didn't it, Adrian?
He missed a
got hurt,
game or
yeah.
something.
Oh,
he
yeah,
missed a
lucky
few games.
fucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, he missed a few games.
He missed 2 games. Oh, in the Jets, he only
Damn.
played.
Number 11
Wow.
by 30 points.
That's why
Wow.
Nico
Baker.
too, Kyle.
He missed
Wow,
2
amazing.
Nico
games.
missed it too.
Wow.
That's
All
we
right,
were
I
Baker
got-
owners.
Zachary. Yeah.
What?
Who do you have at 8 then? I have Carolina at 9.
Well, first I have Atlanta at 9.
Okay.
Crazy.
Okay.
Atlanta,
They're
huh?
the 3rd place team in that division for me.
Yeah.
So
I'm
that's
not
why
seeing
they're
it.
the worst of the 3s.
I think
And then at 8 I have Minnesota.
I think they're dog crap. AJ Dillon, Khalil Herbert, Jordan Mason, Raheem Mostert, Pollard, Will Shipley. You're winning. You're going to win right around none games with that. But he does have Love in Mayfield.
yeah, but
Carolina,
he's also
it's
got
an
no-
absolute
he's got-
garbage between
he's got
those two
no
teams.
he's got no wide receivers.
And then starting 3 wide receivers, you're going to start Gabe Davis.
Atlanta and
Lockett-
Carolina are both
Tyler
dog
Lockett
shit.
and Hollywood Brown are
We've
out.
already stop. We've already discussed it.
They're
We
bad.
haven't.
Yes, we
We-
have.
We
Oh,
Atlanta,
we
we said
glossed
Atlanta,
over.
yeah.
Wait.
Carolina are
We did-
both garbage.
Yeah.
Uh,
said
hey,
it
I
both
have
of them.
them. I have them 3rd in the division. That's why
Zach-
I have them.
I forgot you don't power rank. You do some
Did you
hybrid.
not? I'm sorry. Did we not set NFC salaries for rookies?
No, because Zachary won't tell me how to do it.
I told you how to do it.
Go back and read the shit.
Well, wait,
Yeah.
hold on. We're like almost into September and we don't have rookie
Yeah,
salaries. Like people are gonna
blame
get fucked
Zach
on
because
salary
I was
caps.
ready. I was ready. Go
Why
read the
did you- I-
transcript.
Yeah,
Don't even.
I told
don't
you how to
even.
do it.
Go read it.
This is probably pretty bad.
I
I'm
just
ready.
realized
Also-
I had
also-
Xavier Worthy in this league.
Also, the Saints put AJ
You're
Barner
so
on
dumb.
taxi, and I 100% guarantee they didn't draft AJ Barner.
Oh,
I've never heard of that player.
Drafted him.
cheaters! I never even heard of that
He's
gentleman.
a rookie.
Same, bro.
It says he's a rookie this year.
Yeah,
But
but you
does
can't
that
put
mean
waiver
taxi?
wire on taxi.
Yeah, if you didn't draft him, you can't put
Well,
him.
if it's a
That's a
waiver,
manual
yeah.
thing. Yeah, it's an honor system
Right
thing.
here.
Oh,
That's
Adrian
409,
taking
drafted
credit
him.
from
What? No, bro. I've never heard of this player. He's fake.
that. God,
I have Green Bay.
Come on, dude.
He must not exist.
Green Bay at 7.
You're fucking lying.
Wow.
What a wasted
Zachary.
draft pick. You could have drafted a running back with that.
Hey, focus, dickhead.
7.
Yeah, my
Hey,
bad.
yeah. 7 is Green Bay. I have
All right, San Francisco
Casey's.
7.
I'd probably
Casey's
put.
Green Bay.
I'd probably put
I
like.
have Minnesota.
I'd probably put Minnesota
Minnesota.
right about 7.
They're all kind of clustered in a
little bit.
shit tier.
Here's the Green Bay. If Green Bay could just go get one good running back,
I agree.
they would be like
I agree.
really, really good. Like they needed to go send that first and Trey McBride for Bijan.
Because they're starting Hurts
Hurts,
and
Mahomes,
Mahomes. Hot
How-
dog.
Olave,
how-
Pittman.
How is he getting a running back that's good without getting rid of Hurts or Mahomes?
Oh, get rid of Hurts or Mahomes, sure.
and a receiver?
Just down to
No,
a
Mahomes
touch.
is a year. Mahomes
put-
isn't worth that much.
Send Jonathan Brooks and Xavier Legette with a first,
Yeah.
and go get
Hey, Kyle.
a
He
What's
has
up?
no
running
cap.
back 7.
Kyle, how much
has no
value
cap.
do you put on a championship?
Drop
Huh?
Daniel Jones.
How much?
Daniel
And-
Jones is $11. You're not getting
I
the running
and-
back 7 for $12.
And drop Chris Godwin and pick him back up for $50 because no one's going to pay
Holy.
more than 50. There's
You don't know
$23
that.
in cap. Casey, you're
62.
welcome.
Jeez, fuck. Dude,
I know. What happened?
the salary
Hold up.
cap aftermath is a great snapshot of when this startup happened.
Hey, man.
$62 for Godwin's hilarious. And I remember that happening twice.
Jalen Hurts
Uh,
at 35 is
That
Yeah.
happened last
lottery.
year.
I love that.
You should be able to get like any running back you want in the entire game for Jalen Hurts, and you'd get some
So-
on top of the running back.
Well, look, I just down tiered from Hurts to Kyler. I thought that was very sexy.
Go
Hey,
trade-
so
Go
what?
trade
what's-
Jalen Hurts for Jonathan Taylor and Will Levis.
And a first. No, you get a first. You can
Hey,
get a first on
Zach,
top of
what
JT.
happened? Why is Mahomes only 1-year contract? Just poor management, or what kind of strategy was that? What?
He's never.
Why was he
extended.
never?
Never
Huh?
extended.
Yeah,
Too
Well,
expensive.
too expensive. He's only 71 right now. He'd
Hey,
go
man,
up
that's-
$7.
That's the philosophy that the Packers took. It's very obvious. He didn't
71.
want to. He didn't want a $7 increase.
That's very Packers. All right, we got.
Whoa! Hey, don't slander. Okay, move on.
Hey, I wish I had the Packers team. They are very fun.
Pretty sure you said you had to leave, didn't you?
All right.
LA, LA. I have at 6. I have the LA Rizzos.
Me
I
too.
have Saints.
Oh,
I have
you have
Tampa
who?
Bay.
Saints.
You have Tampa Bay?
Saints.
I have
Saints,
Tampa
you're
Bay.
crazy.
Oh,
Do you have Tampa Bay winning the division, Adrian?
No, I have Tampa Bay at 6.
you don't
You
have,
don't have them
winning
winning
their
the division?
He has the Saints winning the division.
Get out.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
What?
I have
What?
Carolina winning the division.
No, you don't.
Carolina.
No, get
Yeah.
out.
That's made up,
Look
dude.
at that shocker.
Come on, bro.
No.
You do
It's
not.
not.
Yeah, Brandon
Yes, I do.
fucking Cooks. Let's go. Stars up, baby. Wide
Tampa
receiver
Bay.
one.
We're over here
Tampa
telling
Bay.
everyone that Carolina's dog, and Adrian's like,
I know, and I'm
winning
sitting
the
here-
division.
Yeah, I'm like,
This
wait
guy
till you
is
hear
the
where I'm
biggest sucker for 30-year-old running backs.
Hey, did
Hold
you
on
do your
one sec.
rankings? Did you do your rankings for NFC?
No, I did AFC. I don't know what the fuck I'm
Shut
doing.
it.
Tampa
Uh,
Bay. Tampa
there's
Bay is
one-
going to start Allen and Goff. That's excellent. Then he's
Two.
going to have Mixon and Moss. Suboptimal. But then he's
That's
got
four.
Nico,
He's got Chubb
Puka,
coming back 4 weeks in.
Amon Ra, Terry, and then he's got Mark Andrews.
That's
He's
8.
not. He's not beating Carolina's
He-
Kirk Cousins and Jaden Daniels,
And don't
Derrick
sleep,
Henry and Rashad White. Okay, Keenan
don't-
Allen, Zay Flowers, Garrett Wilson.
Usually start
Okay, but he's got
mixing
then
in
he's got to
Lewis.
start Christian Kirk, but then he's got Kelsey.
This is a depth
He's
play. I
starting
think that
mixing in who?
He started Mixon and
Zach Moss.
I can't.
Yeah,
I cannot.
This
rank,
is a
That's why I said suboptimal.
Adrian values depth more than you do. That's the takeaway.
Well, I
and
look
that's-
at starting 9. I look
Yeah,
at your
actually,
starting
looking
9.
at
Oh,
the
that's true.
Panthers, I have them higher than whatever the fuck you guys had them at.
I don't think
I don't have
so
'em good.
because
I had him at 2.
I
I
don't.
think the. Go
I don't
ahead.
think you can
I mean,
depend
two
on
in the
Jaden.
division?
I don't think you. I don't think you can depend on Jaden Daniels.
You can.
I'm not saying he's not
I agree.
good. Like just, I know
Yes,
Jay.
I
Jay is going to come back in 8 weeks when Caleb Williams is lighting it up. He's like, "You said he sucked. You said all rookies sucked." I just said
gonna-
I can't rank them very high when we haven't seen him play.
No, and I remember your whole thing about Caleb, and your whole thing probably is similar to Daniel's. Is the salary justified? Well, now look at the salary. Now you have your QB one
I'm
or
still
two.
just saying.
at
I'm just saying, like,
$15.
I can't put somebody who's starting Kirk Cousins coming off an Achilles, who's 35, and Jaden
I hear
Daniels
ya.
as his only 2 starting quarterbacks.
I
and
hear ya.
say They
No,
can
no.
win the division. That's
Hey,
hard for me to do.
I gave Carolina 3.5 out of 5.
Yeah.
I think it's poopy too.
I think Daniels is somewhere between Marcus Mariota and RG3.
Not bad. It
It
did
could be better.
derail. It did derail. It could
Well,
be better.
RG3 is unfair, but Mariota's career arc could be what we see from Daniels.
Eckler
Okay.
and Derrick Henry are just going to continue to decline. They might be
Well, we're talking
startable,
about
but I
just-
but
don't.
it is this year.
I know.
Yeah,
right?
it's this
That's-
year.
I'm
That's
saying
all we
as the
really
year.
care
I'm
about.
saying as the year progresses, even I think we'll just
Oh,
see
yeah.
them become less and less.
all
and
he
less.
has to start is Derrick Henry and Rashad White. He didn't
And
even
look at
start.
Baltimore, though. Pickle. Look at Baltimore. What do you think they have to do with Henry? Rush him 13 times a game? That's
No, they're gonna rush him
4
fucking 30 times a game, bro.
And they could,
I just
or they rush him 4 or 5 or 6 times on the goal line and give him a 8
maybe.
different.
I just
I'll be
you know,
shocked if he's not averaging 20 carries a game.
and he should, but they see him deteriorate and they're pulling back because they're going. I mean, they're making a Super Bowl run. Period.
if that's how you feel, you should have Carolina ranked way higher than you do.
Yeah, because I mean they got.
Well, I mean, it takes a lot
Oh,
more.
mic
Than, it
drop.
takes a lot more than 2
They got-
starting
I know.
running backs.
But I know you're a little higher on Jane Daniels than I would be.
Look,
Sounds
I'll
like
tell
you're
you
high-
what.
Sounds like you're
Hey,
higher on
look,
Derrick Henry
This
than
is
I
how
am.
this is how crappy Carolina's team is. I gave them a 4 out of 5 with only 2 starting running backs.
Okay,
4 out
then
of 5
Tampa
in
Bay
the-
doesn't even have 2 starting running backs.
I know. Exactly. It's holistic, right? It's guys, you get what Power Rangers are, right?
Tampa
Start-
Tampa Bay
Yeah,
had
Derrick
I don't think
Henry
any of
and
us agree with you at
Rashad
this point.
Me?
Yeah, none of us agree with you at this
With
point.
what part?
That
You're
I
taking
don't
a
know
power
what we're
ranking.
talking about anymore.
Yeah, I don't think Kyle does either.
I'm
because
just saying, like, it sounded like you agreed with me Carolina was terrible, and then I said
Yeah.
why they were terrible, and then you disagreed with all those reasons.
no, I'm agreeing that they're terrible, but you were then talking about Derrick Henry, but Derrick Henry should be good.
Let's move on.
And I did
I don't
rank
think
his running back.
we could
Never
move on.
mind.
I
I
thought
don't
they
know
were-
what
I
I'm
thought
talking
they
about. I
were
agree with
awful,
Adrian.
I have
think
Tampa
Adrian's
Bay at 4.
correct.
I have
Yeah.
Tampa Bay at 4.
Incorrect.
First, I have Detroit at 5.
I had LA
I
at
have Minnesota
5.
at 5.
I have Green Bay at 5.
All different. That's
I've
about
LA
right.
at
I
4.
really wish I had done NFC.
I'm really glad you didn't. Actually,
I'm shook
because we
here.
have
I'm
I
shook.
have LA at 4.
LA at 4.
I had SF at 4.
So do I.
All
I have
right
SF.
there.
Do you guys hear yourselves? Like headless chickens over here.
I have Chicago
Chicago
at
3.
3.
That's
Yep.
where I had. That's where I had.
Bears.
That's where I had
I have
Bucks.
LA at 3.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
I got them
Can't
1
keep this
point
straight.
apart. Chicago's going to be coming out with CJ Stroud and Tua. Oh, we already went over his team. I really like your team, Nate. A buttload. I got San Francisco. I call dibs, telling how great Mitch's team is. I got him at 2. He's going to start Richardson and Caleb. God dang. And then you got Russ backing him up. Love it. Montgomery and Bijan. Now that's all you got. So it's a little fragile. You do have Andre Estime. Don't worry.
Stop it, bro.
All right, sorry, I can't even get through.
Then
that.
you got Madison London, DK, Reed, Devonta
Wow.
Smith, and Xavier Worthy, and then you're going to start Evan Ingram. That's a number 2 rank for me.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
pretty good.
I missed
Love
the
it.
playoffs
Good.
last year because Anthony Richardson got hurt right away. So
Yeah, but guess who's got Bijan this year, baby?
Yeah, hell yeah.
I got Tampa at 2 and Arizona at 1.
it sounds like we all have the same. Wait, Arizona at 1.
I had Detroit.
I had Detroit at 1.
Yeah, I have Detroit at 1 pretty easily.
Yo,
I
Mitch,
thought it
you
wa-
have
I
not been listening because none of you have the same rankings at all.
No, I thought we all had Detroit at 1.
Oh,
Yeah,
we should.
We
Well,
should.
except for Zach.
Detroit, Detroit's like clearly the 1.
Zach
It's not even,
missed
it's not even
something.
close. Lawrence,
Detroit.
Prescott, Brees
Give your
Hall,
case for Arizona
Kenneth
at 1,
Walker.
Zach.
Ayuk, Brown, DJ Moore, and then Sam
I think-
Laporta.
You got to take negative points for having Kadarius Toney still.
And he's got Ladd McConkey on the bench. He could promote
Yeah.
Alec Pierce if he
Dude,
wants to
these
start
these
somebody who's
fuckers
gonna get points.
think
He's at
Marvin
322.
Harrison. Marvin Harris is going to score like 90 points a week. That's what these people are treating him as.
Who's he cutting right now to get to 300? And
I had the Cardinals at 2.
who's Detroit cutting to get under 300 in 4 days or less than 4 days?
He better be
Kadarius
trading.
Tony. Dalton
Schultz
Schultz.
is $12 easy.
All he has to do,
Okay,
no,
so he's got
no,
10 more to cut.
Christian Watson.
no. All he's
Christian
got to do.
Watson's he's
Like if you trade.
expendable.
Yeah,
He
you're
could-
right. Trade.
I would move Ramondre Stevenson. Trade Ramondre Stevenson for Jerome Ford.
Could probably drop Joe Milton.
That wasn't a
That was
bad
a dollar.
call.
I
You're
think
gonna
early
you're gonna
in
need to
college
add.
ball.
Ramondre Stevenson's about to ball out. He's
not
about
gonna-
to get so many PPR points.
He has to cut 22 in cap and
That's,
pick
he
up.
was sending
one running back.
me massive trades, and I was like, "What does this
What?
dude want?" All right, I'll go get Ramondre Stevenson from him.
What is he waiting
Yeah,
for?
send him a second.
Where's Mache at?
I don't know. I didn't,
He's waiting to get fined. That's what's probably potentially going to happen.
Hey, he's
He's
gonna
gonna end
increase
up
the
saying-
pot. And he's gonna be good to go, baby.
He's gonna end up finding you for not getting salaries done. Look, he got $24 with Schultz and Christian Watson. Get whatever you can get for Christian Watson. You can get something. He's solid, and then get a third for Schultz. Couple
You could
thirds.
drop Schultz. Who the fuck cares
Two-thirds.
about Schultz?
Well, but
shut it.
I would pay a third, but at $12, maybe not.
What? You, I don't think Schultz is the linchpin of your team, Adrian.
$24. 24.
No,
Kadarius
but
Toney's
he's going to get some
26.
targets.
Joe Milton's 27, 28, 29. Sam Howell, and then you're kind of Tyler. Oh no, can't do that.
I know you know
Something.
this name. Cade Stover is the next guy. He's the next man up.
No, come on.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, buddy.
All right, we got AFC guys.
All right.
AFC.
Can I go first since I
Zach,
haven't
you
talked
blew it
all
on that
night?
one. Yeah.
Holy crap.
All right. In 12th place is the Broncos.
Who would you rather have, DJ Moore or Jordan Addison?
DJ Moore.
Yep.
Next question.
I thought all of us would have the same
Cleveland.
12, and we don't.
Who?
12 for
Who at 12?
AFC.
I have the
Yeah.
Browns. I have the Browns at 11, and
I have
it's the same tier.
I have the Broncos at 12.
I have the Broncos at 12.
Yep.
And the Broncos at 11.
Okay. we're
I
all
mean,
right
okay.
there.
Well,
You have-
potato
you have-
tomato. Am I right?
I bet you have the Steelers at 12. Maybe
I have the
it's
All right.
Steelers at 10.
the
Well,
Jags. You have the Jags at 12.
Let's talk about the Broncos since that was consensus.
Consensus.
Consensus
It was not
11.75.
consensus, but it was half consensus.
What do you have,
But
Jake?
no, it's 3 versus 2.
I
There's
have
5 of us.
Cleveland at 12 and Denver at 11.
Yeah, it was 3 versus 2 for Broncos.
Yeah.
Let's go Broncos.
No quarterbacks. Enough said.
What? Wait, what? Hold on. Let's
No,
start
Jalen
over.
Hurts?
One
But
quarterback.
Renee-
Enough said.
Rich Ben.
You
Shoot,
sure
I
you
missed
want
your-
to?
yes,
You sure you
Anyways.
don't want to flip flop your 11 and 12 now?
No Broncos at 12.
Montgomery and Mostert. That's fine. Startable. Ayuk, Higgins, Michael
it.
Wilson, and then Hawkinson, who's out for half the season. You got Josh Downs and JJ McCarthy on taxi.
We're not going over the last place team. I mean, Denver. listen. We're talking about
I'd
Renee.
like to
Renee
do
knows.
player for player,
Renee-
actually.
Renee, what are you doing?
No, Renee has absolutely gone rogue in this, and she is having the time of her life. So she's having
Does she have any
fun.
picks?
She's having so
Yes.
much fun. Oh, she has
She
so many
does?
picks.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
This is
Because
many
she
So
needs
many
them.
picks.
Good God, she needs
She's-
them.
She's coming alive. She. I have no doubt. That's why I can't put her last because
She hasn't
anything
messaged
can
you.
happen like tomorrow, and she's
I
filling
have-
out a roster.
I have 5
and
firsts. How
nothing-
many picks does she have?
She's
I'm
got
not-
She has
four, I
2
think.
firsts.
Four,
not
she
That
has
is not
four
as many as
first.
I do.
I'm not
She
ranking
has
this
four
team
first.
based on who is on their, who owns the team.
Oh, wait,
This
she has
all
roster,
those-
two first.
this
Well,
roster
okay,
is
also,
wrong.
if
It's
we're going to
terrible.
double count fucking picks, then I should be higher than 10th on
What?
your fucking boards.
I actually do
Kyle
have you
doesn't
at
know
9.
math.
That
Math
is
isn't Kyle's
consensus.
song to you, Brian.
That is consensus. The tiebreaker is the 5th
It's
vote.
not half.
There's no boats
What?
in here.
I can't believe
It's
we're
like-
spending this long on the 12th team.
Okay,
Honestly.
so
okay, let's go 11.
Good night.
no. Listen, they
I
both
had-
suck.
I had the
And
Steelers
Van-
at 11.
Yeah, they do both suck.
Hey,
Steelers.
Van
Alright.
actually is quite active. I don't know if you guys how often
Van,
you're in the
love you,
your
bud.
league.
Love you, bud. Your team is shit. And you
Yeah,
suck
oh,
at fantasy
yeah.
football.
Well, he's actually been quite active though,
Yeah.
but he's
I'll admit
neglecting his.
Oh, the
Did Kyle
Browns.
say that?
The Browns aren't
He had
that
a-
bad.
He
Say
had
what?
he had some trades
Yes,
too.
they are.
Who's saying the Browns are that bad?
They are
Did-
very
Did
bad.
Kyle just say somebody sucks at fantasy football? Did I hear
I was mocking Jay because he goes, "Love you, bud. Your team's trash."
He's gonna start Jared Goff and Geno, but he's got Bryce. I
Bang
get it.
bang, baby.
He's got Josh Jacobs and Rashad White. I
Eckler,
get it.
Jacobs, White. Everyone's very
Then
happy
Mike
with
Evans,
Eckler and the
DK,
NFC.
And that's kind of it.
Zay
and then
Jones
David Njoku.
sucks. That's right. I forgot.
Hey, Juju's a chief now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
Mike
Kind of
Williams.
tells you all you need to know, right?
This,
He's an injury replacement.
this team is very mid tier. I had them more at like 7.
They're
But
going to
you
be
have
last
to-
in this division.
Steelers.
Ah, 11.
Steelers are the worst team in this division.
No, they're not.
Incorrect.
It's not even close.
Okay.
No, they're
They
not.
have- What? Wait,
No,
no, they
they're
have Tyreek and Chase, bro.
I'm at
And they have
five.
then-
Mahomes.
Mahomes, Tyreek Chase,
Oh, you got to start 9. Who are your other 6?
You bring
Yeah.
Charbonnet
Ryan
off of the
Robinson.
taxi.
Kamara.
Oh,
Connor.
yeah, that's
They're
right.
starting 3 running backs.
Yes, we're starting Deneric Prince and John Mechie. Like, what?
I know.
It's
I
a
have him at
horrible
10.
team.
I have
I
the 10.
Like,
Pittsburgh
Wait, hold on. Let me
Yeah,
see.
Pittsburgh
1,
gets
2,
in.
3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, no, I have 10
winning the
people.
wild card.
Mahomes, DJ,
He's
Connor
got 9.
Kamara, Brian Robinson, Zamir White, Chase, Tyreek, Deontay.
you can't
Isaiah
start,
Likely
you can't
is
start
required.
4 running backs.
Yeah, you can.
You can't. No.
Well,
Not
that's-
if you
that's
So you
still-
can
that's
start
10.
3.
That's 10. So
you
just
can- well,
get rid of fucking Zamir White.
8, 9. You can start
Yeah.
3 running backs
Start
unless
3.
you want to start.
I counted
unless
with my
you wanna start-
fingers.
I mean,
Kyle,
I wouldn't be upset if you started
Let's
Deneric
try not to
Prince
talk over
Sam
each other as
Darnold.
much as possible. I know I do it too. Kyle, you just happen to have a better mic than everyone.
So,
You can tell.
You
Can I
very
turn
loud.
myself down? Give me a sec here.
It's not my fault. Kyle's deep throating his mic.
Man,
So you, Zachary,
it's too loud.
you can start 4 running backs if you
How's
don't
that?
start. If you don't want to start a second quarterback.
I was one that said you can't start 4, but
You're
you
you're
addressed
right.
Zachary. That's all. I just want you to know that I was the one that made the mistake.
No, but he said it earlier too.
You're
I
right.
said you can start.
Zach
4.
screwed up.
No, I
know,
said
and
you can start 4.
It could have been me. I don't really know.
Saying
team.
that you can't is a
Next
false
team.
statement.
Bank it. We'll talk about the Steelers later when I have them higher in my rankings.
I bet you haven't winning the league.
Number 10, the
But
Jaguars.
I,
One
had the,
second.
I got
One
the Jags. At,
Jacksonville as well.
I got Jags at 10.
Hey, oh well. Zach, would you start
I'm gonna say
Baker or one of your running backs?
I'll be starting Baker.
So you
100% you start.
so
Baker.
that's why I said that, because you said you'll be starting 4 running backs
No, I
earlier
didn't.
today.
I said you can start 4.
God.
Okay,
What is
go
that?
to
You weren't
uh,
talking over
I'm
everyone. You
pulling up
heard
the
that.
transcript. All right.
Number 9.
Yeah, number 9.
Wait.
Tennessee.
We didn't talk about Kyle's team.
We all know what my. Okay, let's talk
Kyle
because
can't
not everyone
start.
knows my team.
Kyle can't start 3 running backs if he wants to.
Can I start 1? Let's talk about this.
Well, he
Cheers.
has to pick,
Boom.
he has to
Let's
pick
go.
up 2 running backs
He has
in,
to start
in a
2.
couple of
Oh,
days.
do I
and
need
he
2
has
more running
no
backs? That
roster
fucking
space.
sucks. Wait, that's not good.
Kyle has
Zachary,
to-
I
at
forgot
least-
about that part.
Has to drop or trade.
Package,
wide
package 1 year
receiver or
first
running
with
backs.
Trey McBride to go
Well,
get Bijan.
okay, so I actually forgot about roster minimums for running back. So Calvin Austin's gone, and I mean, fucking probably like
Darnell Mooney,
Brendan Rice. No, he's staying on my
Ced-
team. Probably Alec
Cedric-
Pierce or Brendan Rice.
Cedric Tillman.
Yeah, maybe Cedric. We'll see.
Cedric. I like that name though.
Why don't you put
a
Worthy
good
on
name.
a taxi?
he
Huh?
can't fit him.
Yeah, it's we're gonna have conversations in a second
He
here.
can't fit him.
He
Yeah.
cannot fit him.
You only have
Yes,
6
he
on your
can.
taxi.
No, he's already
Yeah.
got 6 on his taxi.
Put Baker on the active roster and put Worthy. Is he trying to get a better pick or is he trying to compete?
I don't. It
would
doesn't
compete
matter.
if
I
were
think
him.
I'm locked into 103 here. I think the next team up is much better than mine.
Yeah, he's not.
Don't forget
Well-
his potential points.
Yeah, he's not dropping out of the top
good point.
3.
His
No, you better
potential
compete
Why
this
would
year,
you have
Kyle.
Worthy
You should. Yeah,
potentially be
actually,
be a
yeah.
wide
You
receiver?
probably should demote Neighbors, McConkey, and Worthy, and promote like Blake Corum,
No, but I
Marshawn
don't wanna-
Lloyd,
I
and
don't-
Javon
no, I'm gonna.
Baker. Don't
I'm
get
gonna
trapped.
pre-
Don't get trapped into
I'm
stashing
gonna
a guy
pretend to
like
think about.
Darius Tony for
competing
4
this year.
years and then dropping him.
Don't pretend until you
No, I
actually
wavered
do.
Tony.
It was an example.
Oh, I did have him before I dropped him this year, though.
I actually have the Jags at
Did not-
7.
Did not know that.
Let's
7,
go.
10.
I actually have the Jags over Zach.
Okay, here's
That's
the
insane.
real.
To me,
Here is both the problem
Yeah.
and solution with my roster. I have no running backs. I do have plenty of trade options.
next team.
But you don't.
But
trade.
it's power ranking. So like number 9.
Colts.
Vegas. Not Vegas.
Titans.
LA. Sorry, not Vegas.
I have LA.
Well, they are LA. Wait,
Oh,
no,
yeah, I could do. Yeah, LA.
No, they're LV.
LA. That would be
I have LA.
LASR.
Interesting. I have them at 8.
Close enough.
All right, let's talk about the
Weird.
Chargers.
Rebels. Soul Rebels.
Okay, whatever.
What do you have
AG.
LA at? Ranked at
8.
what?
8.
At 8.
3 of us
Okay.
do.
3 of us have them at 8.
All right.
He's third in this division.
Adrian,
Yes.
talk to me about where do you have LA at?
Number 9.
At 9. Okay,
Yes.
so you have him at 9. I have him at 4, which is wild. I don't know how that
That's
happened.
insane.
I just
Tell
think,
me what's going on with
That's
LA.
because you love Deshaun
Adrian.
Watson, though. So I can see why.
No, I gave LA's. Well,
because
I
of
got him. I
receivers.
like Jaden Daniels.
well, it's receivers, and they have to start James Cook and DeAndre Swift every week. And DeAndre Swift is a little bit of a mystery.
I
what
actually
he's
like
gonna do.
Swift.
I like him too.
He has no
But-
depth at running back.
but I don't-
So who's
hate
he starting
Swift.
those bye weeks?
I don't even think
I only
Swift is the
gave
best
him-
running back on that team.
I only
Oh,
gave him a
Cook is
3.5
probably the best running back on that team.
at running back.
No, on the Bears.
Adrian,
Oh,
what do you
oh.
think about LA?
Yes. So just the 2 running backs, Swift. See, I see that situation different because I think it's going to be more of a running back by committee. I think they're going to use him and what's the other guy? His name?
Roshan
Yeah.
Johnson.
No,
Who is?
the other guy? The other guy who just drafted.
Matt Eberflus.
Are you talking
Yeah.
about with
Give me a name.
Swift?
No, yeah. What's the other guy?
Saquon.
Holy crap!
You're
No.
talking about
Khalil Herbert.
Yes, Herbert. I think
Yes.
Herbert's
Wait, I'm
gonna
sorry.
get a lot of share.
You're welcome.
Wait, did Adrian just agree with me?
Who's AJ?
No,
I don't
you
know, I
said
like the
Swift
team.
was the best running back. I'm not
No, I
agreeing.
said Swift is not the best running back on the Bears.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think they're
Well,
going to share. Plus,
I think it's
he doesn't have enough
just-
receivers to start the 9. I mean, he's
I
got
think
Brown,
Swift-
Cooper, Moore, Rashid Rice. I mean, we still don't know about his suspension.
He's not getting suspended this year.
No.
he doesn't
That
even
could
go to
be
court
better.
until December or something like that.
That could be better.
He'll be here all year.
Yeah.
But it's,
Yeah, I have-
it's a tough division. So, I mean, I have it ranked. I do like Zach does. So I do 1, 2, 3, 4.
He's third in the division.
Yeah, he's third.
I don't know. So Kansas City. So the Chiefs. Okay, hold on. My babies are here. Go for it.
Watch your mouth count.
Who are we talking about?
So we're at LA at 8. Let's move on to 7. Pittsburgh is for me.
Colts.
We missed 8, right?
No,
Oh, LA was what we had at 8.
Oh, we kind of skipped 9
We
because
missed-
we went straight to 8.
we did
Okay.
because Jay keeps skipping picks. So 9, I had Tennessee.
Colts.
I had
I
LA
had
at
Tennessee
9.
at 9. Colts at 9.
Colts, Tennessee. They're about the same.
They're
Hey,
the 2
girls.
and the 3 in the division for me. So I can see either way.
Let's. I guess we talk about the Titans.
Yep.
Love the QB room.
Yeah, amazing QB room.
Move.
As Russell Wilson's a pretty sweet bye-week fill-in for you. Then we got Henry Stevenson as your 2 starters. You'll throw in one Singletary, somebody
Yeah.
on the bye weeks.
Yeah, the other 2 are deadbeats.
Debo,
Debo, Pittman,
My
Debo,
Dobbs,
Pittman, and Dobbs.
Sutton.
Lockett,
Sutton, and Lockett.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's good enough. That's good enough.
and then Otten.
Or Musgrave, I guess.
Yeah, it depends on. That's probably hot hand
Well,
type of start,
so
matchup start.
I think it's going to lean Musgrave just because Kraft is going to be in line more often. Musgrave is garbage at blocking, so he's going to be split out more often if he's on the field. That's how they intend to use him, anyways.
I
Adrian
agree.
said hi. Kyle just said hi.
Hi.
Well,
Hi.
Pickle.
What?
Stop picking your nose, Jay.
Name.
Hey, Zoe just said, what's his name? Turtle.
Dices.
Oh, okay then.
Turtle Dices. It's a D&D thing. You probably don't. It's
Yeah, it's
What
for
did
the
I say?
devil.
it's
Ugh.
Turtle Dices. I just don't believe in using the letter E. Just don't look at the last letter in the word turtle.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Kids are fun, dude. Kids are good. All right, let's say bye.
Turtle.
Say bye.
I don't want to go to bed.
I know. Okay. Love you. Okay.
Pull his beard. Pull his beard.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good night.
So we were talking Tennessee, so I've got them at 9.
You know, in like 15 years, when we're
I have
probably
them at
still
7.
doing this podcast, his daughter's gonna be like, it's just gonna be a staple of their growing up. They'll be like, yeah, Tuesday nights, Dad was
Yeah,
on.
going to bed at 8 o'clock.
Who were those people that we always waved at?
Yeah.
All right,
That one guy that's got a weird,
Turtle Dices.
name, Turtle Dices.
All right. Are we done talking about them yet? JMO and Roman Wilson and Tyler Algier on taxi.
one?
I mean,
Who are we talking about?
Titans
Oh,
still
Titans,
just closing out. It's an okay team. It's probably middle of the pack.
Tommy Tremble.
Third
I have,
division.
I have Baltimore at 8.
Wow,
nuts.
crazy.
That's
Absolutely
let's talk-
nuts.
I've got
Let's talk about Baltimore later because I'm pretty sure everyone
Yeah.
else has them high.
I have
Yeah.
a much higher.
So 7, I've got Pittsburgh.
Okay, we talked about
Let
them.
me see. Hold on. Pittsburgh, I
I have
also have at
Tennessee.
7.
Yep, Titans
Okay,
there.
close
Colts,
enough, close enough.
Colts kind of in that same hullabaloo, right?
All right, now we're getting into playoff teams.
Well, I mean, I actually have the Colts as a wild card.
Yeah, that's, I mean, 7,
Because we're
6,
getting into the
8.
playoff thing.
I mean, I feel like when you're looking at like 6, 7, 8, like it could go.
Yeah.
Yeah, my 5 to 7 is in a tight group.
Yeah.
So at 6, I have Cincinnati.
I have KC.
Wait, did I do this math wrong? Thinking
I might have
I think you
had
did.
12, 11, 10, 9,
Colts
8,
or
7, 6.
probably Colts for me somewhere in there.
Wait, are we at 7 or 6?
6.
We're at 6.
6.
I've
I've
got-
got Bengals at 6.
I had Cincinnati at 5, so same. I mean, same thing.
Me too.
Who do you have at 6, Jason?
I have John's Colts.
Colts. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I have the Colts at 5.
You know, the people that listen to this pod are probably pissed because they're like, "All right, I got a good team. I'm going to be ranked high,"
Yeah.
and we spent 20 minutes talking about the Broncos.
Thanks,
Yeah, sorry.
Kyle.
Shout out to
Hey,
Renee. Love
hey,
that
yeah.
team.
I gotta get lots of. I'm gonna talk about my team. It's gonna be so sweet. And it's like, yeah,
What a
I got Colts
dumpster
at,
fire.
I got Colts at 5, and moving right along.
Hey, Kyle, I will say you've got to do something with your team because I got you at
Oh
7.
my
I
god!
think you're a real contender, or really you got to manipulate
Hey,
that taxi
hey,
a little better.
I've got no.
You just
Well,
need a trade. You need a
so
running back. You need a trade.
I had too many picks. I didn't realize how many picks I had versus what I had to do with my roster.
Mhm.
So I ended up putting players that I know aren't going to be useful this year on my taxi, which
I
meant
know.
that all of the players that are
I
going to
know.
score points are on my active roster.
So you can
Uh,
manipulate it, or you can compete, but you're going to have to do. You're.
Yeah.
I know we don't have
No,
to
for
talk
sure.
about your team anymore, but you got Lamar and Anthony Richardson. They're going to
Yeah.
accidentally win you
Yeah.
so many
I
weeks.
talking about it, looking at my roster right now, I'll probably make moves because there's no reason for me not to try
You have
and
to.
do something this year.
I'd hit up Zach. I mean,
Hey,
you
Zach,
guys are a match made in
I'm not
heaven.
buying Mostert, but tell you what, I'll buy someone else.
I don't have Mostert in this league.
Hey, that's good for you.
Hey, you should dangle Xavier Worthy. You should dangle. I mean, bro,
Dangle,
you got
dangle.
taxi players too. Adonai Mitchell. I like Adonai. I know you're not partnered with Burton, although he came out as a kind of a stinker.
All right, let's move
Uh,
on.
He's okay. Yeah, let's not talk about my team.
Cincinnati. We have them at Cincinnati and Indy at 5 and 6. Seems like all of us. have
Oh shit! This is
Nope.
Jason K's team. I have him at 12.
I have Pittsburgh at 5.
that.
Well played.
So my 6 is
Adrian
Cincinnati.
has
My 5 is
Steelers.
Indy.
up
Let's
here.
talk about Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Talk to him,
Cincinnati
Zach.
at 2.
Right.
I just don't.
Purdy and
Oh.
Rodgers,
Yep.
pretty solid.
Yep.
Joe Mixon, Saquon Barkley,
Aaron
Aaron Jones.
Jones.
Great.
This is a ton. This is probably the most salary towards running backs in the league, and he's making it work because he's got really good wide receivers.
He's 1 over right now, but that's
Wow.
Tyrod Taylor dropped real easy.
Yeah, whatever.
Or Kendrick Bourne.
Juwan
or
Johnson.
Juwan Johnson.
Jawan Johnson's probably actually who I would drop.
Or Aaron
I'd probably
And
hang
Rodgers.
on
so
to
then we're
Tyrod.
starting Keenan Allen, Calvin Ridley, Devontae Smith, Garrett Wilson.
And JSN as your other guy. Like, wow.
That's this bye week
Yeah.
guy right
Yeah.
there.
Solid. It's
And
solid.
Lockett might be out for a bit. Not
And
a
then
bit. A little
Ingram.
bit.
And then Goddard as a backup tight end. I mean,
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
the only reason this team isn't ranked super high for me is because Aaron Rodgers. I want him to be good. I do.
He can
So
win you a championship.
for
It's
me,
like, this could be the best team in the league.
for me, there's no superstar stud, but it's probably the best rounded roster for me. I mean, Garrett Wilson. We can talk about Garrett Wilson, but
I'm sorry,
you still have
Brock
Garrett
Purdy?
Wilson at like. Shut the fuck up. Like wide receiver
Bonafide.
7, 6 maybe. That's
sorry.
where
I
Garrett
mean,
Wilson
he
is.
has the Rodgers Wilson stack, which potentially could win him weeks.
Is this
Wait,
best
wait, wait.
ball?
Oh yeah.
Kyle, you're telling me the FedEx Air player is not a bona fide stud?
Who are we talking about?
Brock Purdy.
It's a super solid team. I'm a little nervous. He doesn't have a third quarterback when
Yeah, whatever.
it's Aaron Rodgers as his
You don't need a
second.
third quarterback.
You don't need a third quarterback
got
unless
Tyrod Taylor.
Rodgers
He's got
is
the
your
backup.
second.
I
You
tell you
come
right
off an
now,
Achilles,
if he
come off an Achilles, we're not going to rate your team as high.
No,
If
that's
he
literally
start-
why he has Tyrod on his team.
starts
I agree. It's also Tyrod. So
if he starts Brock Purdy and goes with Barkley, Jones,
No.
Mixon,
stop. No,
Allen, I'm telling you,
No.
Allen, Ridley, Smith.
it.
You
JSN,
can make the
Garrett Wilson,
playoffs with one
like,
quarterback, Jason.
Yeah.
This is
I understand. I watched
this is
you
a
do it.
roster. This is
No,
a
you
roster.
didn't watch
I
me
watched
do
you
it.
do
You
it.
watched John do it.
This is a roster that I
And
could
we were
see
all-
starting just Brock Purdy,
And,
and the rest of that roster is so solid. Like the floor for all those guys is relatively high. I
I
could
don't
see
care.
this
It's
team
a
going to the
start 9.
playoffs.
You look at the Texans and Baltimore, and then we'll
I
talk
didn't say
about
I
them.
didn't say they'd win the division. I didn't say they'd win the league. I said I could see this team going to the playoffs starting Brock Purdy.
The only way you
only
have an
QB every
argument, Zach, about your argument is if we weren't both and all very surprised they made the playoffs. So if you're very surprised they made the playoffs and saying, "Oh, it could happen," well, yeah, but we were all shocked. So
I know
who fucking
because
cares?
guess what? I'm probably going to be doing in SF3.
Well, this is
We're talking
JB.
about my trade.
But it doesn't really matter. What we're doing is we're talking about the Cincinnati Bengals.
I'm
and
saying
the Cincinnati Bengals has Brock Purdy, love him,
Make the
and Aaron
playoffs
Rodgers.
with one quarterback.
I very much could love him, but that's why he's not ranked higher than this. Although I do have
that's
him
why
at 3.
I have him at
Very
6.
high.
I have him at
Very
6.
here's a
The
team.
6 is
That's a playoff team.
6 is good. I have him at 5.
Yeah, so we're saying the same
I
thing.
have Baltimore at
And a
8.
playoff team, and also the playoff team, who fucking cares if he's a playoff team, really? Because the
Why are we
Steelers
doing
aren't
power
good and the
rankings?
Browns aren't good. So he has a much better path at even winning in his division. So
But it
making
doesn't
the
matter
playoffs,
if you. All
I
you have to
don't
do is
care
make
about
the
making the
playoffs.
playoffs. These are power rankings. It
All
doesn't
you have
really
to do is
matter.
make the playoffs.
I do have one question here.
No, not for
One question.
this is power rankings.
Yeah,
you know
and I
what we're
have him at
doing here
6. That's a
tonight,
playoff
right?
spot.
Do you know why we've gathered here?
You have him at
tonight?
5. That's a playoff
We're
spot.
talking about the power of his team.
Hey,
And
Pickle,
it's
you can just DM
shaky
me what you got to say. You
quarterback.
know.
What's that?
It's
No, we're good. You guys, you just keep stroking each other. One sec.
Oh,
I have Roy at 4, which is crazy
yeah, it is
because
crazy.
he doesn't even want to compete.
I have Indy at 4.
I have myself at 4.
Look at
Okay,
We didn't talk about Indy though. That's the 5,
Good
6
team.
guy for most people.
I like his team. Yeah.
I do
I'm at
too.
4.
T-Law and Matt Stafford, Brees, K9,
Mm-hmm. Yes, please.
then Adams, Cup, London, ASB,
Mm-hmm.
Dalton Schultz, and then his bye week guys are going to be Curtis Samuel, Gus Edwards, Tony Pollard.
Pollard.
Yep. Love it.
I think that's just going to be a matchup thing, depending,
He-
whoever he starts.
He's got to be pretty strong though, because Jags start competing. Texans are just going to dominate every week. I don't care.
I hope so.
So he's not winning the division, so he better come
I don't-
alive
Yeah,
in season.
this is probably the toughest division, just because I can see the
Oh,
Colts
yeah.
and Titans beating up on each other,
Oh yeah,
and one of these guys snipes a win from Adrian, and it's very, very close all of a
Possible.
sudden.
no one's beating Adrian. If he goes undefeated, I'm not going to be surprised at all. How many picks you got next year, Adrian?
I got some seconds and thirds.
Yeah, bro.
Oh,
I've got his
you
first.
got
Like,
currency.
fuck off.
You got currency.
Well, you have the 112,
Don't really on
Kyle.
taxi.
I got the 112, the 111,
Yeah.
the 110, maybe the 109, and the 103.
Don't sleep on Troy Franklin on your taxi. You could move him right
Sleep
now.
on him.
His price
Fall-
is higher than ever right now.
Fall fast asleep. I don't know. This is, you're right. This is a really tough division. Really tough. But John's got to be better than he's ever been as a manager to do anything. But he's got a good team. I love it.
So I have myself at 4. What else does everyone else have?
I would have had
Indeed.
Chiefs. I would have had Chiefs at 4.
I have the Chiefs at 5.
Okay.
Close enough.
5.
I don't know
Alright.
how I have.
So talk about my team.
Love the QBs. Love the running backs. Pretty
Need a
solid at
receiver.
wide receiver. Need one more.
I'm not as high
And
on
a
the
tight end.
I'm not as high on the quarterbacks, but I do have it as a 4. So I
know
wouldn't say I
Yeah.
love them, but
The
Her-
quarterbacks
but
are
I
super
like
fine.
them solid.
Yeah.
Those
Super
are
solid.
both starters for sure in Superflex.
You just need
yeah.
to find a way to get a receiver and somehow get a a second tight end.
Oh, I have to pick up a second tight end.
I would
Zachary.
drop. I guess you can't drop Tyler Boyd, but that's your way to get under cap, I think.
Zachary. Knock,
You
knock,
haven't
knock.
sent me anything.
Well, you sent me Chuba fucking Hubbard for Trey McBride.
Yeah,
Or-
that was,
Yeah. Yeah. So Herbert and Mayfield, great. ETN, Isaiah Pacheco, Jonathan Taylor, Kyron Williams. You are a
Yeah.
nightmare matchup. Thank God you only have Olave and CeeDee, and then Hollywood's hurt.
CeeDee Lamb
But
on
that-
at 31.
start 3 wide receiver in a start 9 is brutal when you don't have solid
The third
receivers.
one.
Yeah. Super
can't-
brutal. And
yeah.
Pat Firemuth,
Can't put
I
you
know-
higher because
Gabe Davis was,
wide
uh,
receiver.
that's why I have myself at 4 and not.
Does anyone remember what Zach bought Gabe Davis for? Because I do.
Shut
probably
the fuck up.
probably a first.
It wasn't quite that, but it was 2 seconds.
Anyway,
Yeah, I mean, he was a good bet.
No.
You know, I mean, a
He
decent
cost
bet.
me fucking playoffs, not in this league. I bought it for 2
No,
seconds.
I don't want to
and
talk about it.
32.
Don't talk
Oh,
about it. We're not talking about
Not
the 30
Freiermuth,
all the times
Adrian.
you almost won in 32.
No,
Not again.
he gave me a 0.
Adrian.
That's-
Number
4. Wait, number 3?
Number 3, I got Vegas.
I
I got
have
Vegas.
the
I have
Vegas
Vegas,
Raiders
too.
as well.
I would have had Baltimore.
Yeah, potato tomato to me.
I'll talk about
Adrian,
my
where do you have
team
the
real
Ravens?
quick.
I had the Ravens at 8.
8. Okay. Talk about
What?
them real quick after this.
Oh,
None of us have said the Ravens' name yet.
No,
Except
no.
hold on.
Adrian said it when we
Adrian.
said 8, and we said
I was
Yeah,
saying
you
none
said
of
it
us-
earlier.
the rest of
No,
us
we
is
already
what
we
I
already
said.
went over this. We had this earlier.
Did we?
No, we did
Yeah.
not talk
Oh
about
my
the
God.
Ravens. No, we didn't
No,
talk
No,
about
we
the
talked
Ravens.
about the
way.
fact that he said 8 earlier.
Yeah.
Holy shiz. Here, let
No,
me
let's-
just
let's
real
do-
quick.
No, we're
I
talking
have-
about
I have-
Vegas.
I have me at 3 also. It looks like consensus is 3.
Yes.
I'm going to start Kyler and Dak. I got Gardner as a 3rd. I'm going to
Yes, sir.
have Christian McCaffrey and Ford. I don't
Yes,
have
sir.
much around behind
Moss
him.
is fine.
I do like Moss just fine, but I actually like Chase pretty good. But I do have a huge hard on for Jalen Wright. So he's on my taxi. He could be
Nice.
nothing, but my starting running backs are
When
CMC and
Achan
Ford.
and Mostert both go down,
I hope
you will
Wright
be
is
so
not-
happy
Oh,
that you
You
have
still got to
Jalen
worry
Wright.
about Jeff Wilson.
Christopher Brooks is going to be
No,
a
Shut up about
we
running
don't
back
have to worry about
I
Jeff
don't think
Wilson.
Jeff Wilson has an ACL in his body anymore.
I do. I
Huh.
did like him, but then I'm going
He
to
still looks
start.
good.
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to
He
be
scored.
fine for at least a quarter.
We're not talking about Jeff Wilson this long, guys. Move on.
I'll have Puka, Marv, Diggs, and Tank
Dell
Dell.
or
And then I'll have
McLaurin.
Ferguson.
Dude, like F1 being your bye week fill is nuts. That's pretty good. You could do much worse.
It's good. I'm
actually-
lacking in
I-
running back, but
I just
And
can't
Ingram
believe
as your
he's
tight end's
never
good
been a
too.
holdout. He's never been a top 15 wide receiver.
Yeah.
Who?
Is your wide receiver 5 though?
Who?
I'm happy with
Yeah.
that.
Lauren.
I sent
yeah.
Renee
Like
a
wide receiver
trade.
18 every year.
We'll see if I can do a little something. But I'm actually I was high on
You're gonna trade again with Renee?
relatively. What's that?
You're gonna trade again with Renee?
I know she has what I want,
Just-
what I need.
Actually,
For
just
what it's
ahead.
worth, Jay, I had you
Mhm.
ranked as 1. I think
Yeah,
this is
with
I can
like
see it.
Jerome, with
the
Jerome
top 3 I have in
Ford
the
as-
same group.
I have the
which-
same 3 in the same group. I
Sorry,
had the
Jay. I'm
same
sorry.
teams in the top 3 as well. I just had Jay at 1.
Yeah,
Number two.
and I think you have
Baltimore.
more faith in my RB2.
Well, you hated your team all year last year, and then you ended up
did.
being almost the champion, I think.
Your
right?
RB2 does
Uh,
not have to be that good because your RB1 is 1.5 players.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how Baltimore isn't higher for Adrian. I know we've talked
Baltimore
about it, but do we?
too.
I
Yeah,
have
let's
him
hear
like
Wait, let's
drawn to
cut
Dynasty
comms. Let's hear
Daddy.
Adrian first.
Yeah, and we will too. Dynasty Daddy has him way ranked high too. And
Scott, you're using
there's
Dynasty
third,
Daddy.
there's
Is that my
third party
nickname?
unbiased.
Is my
Might as
nickname
well be
Dynasty Daddy?
Turtle
Gene
Dicks,
Webb.
aka Pickle, aka Dynasty Daddy.
How about this? How about this? We all love Baltimore. That's. How about this, Adrian? Tell us about Baltimore and just say what you're seeing that maybe we aren't.
Well, I think you're putting in faith into rookies that.
Well,
I mean,
when the
Keon
rookies,
Coleman,
Caleb.
Brian Thomas. Well, yeah, I mean,
No,
Caleb,
well, wait,
but
we're
who
not
knows
relying
if-
on Brian
if he's gonna
Thomas
be-
here.
That's a bye week.
Okay,
Kinda.
where's your 9? Where's your 9?
Kincaid
Show me
and
your
Pitt.
9 because he's only got 2 running
So
backs.
so here's what I'll say. If
Kincaid
we're
and
if we're trying to
No,
make
9.
this a competing roster, you put Keon on the taxi and you bring out a Dunze. That's
Yeah.
your 9.
Yeah,
Bingo.
hell yeah.
Caleb and
Easy.
Burrow.
I don't know
Really?
why he's got
That's-
Keon out.
He's
That's-
got-
Williams
that's
and
the dumbest-
Burrow.
He could.
That's the dumbest statement I've heard yet.
And then
Bijan.
you got
Wait. Okay, hold on, everyone. Hold on. Adrian, why?
He doesn't have to
Yes.
demote Keon. He can just promote Rome.
Well, let's hear Adrian.
No, he does have to because he's got 18.
Shut it.
Kyle.
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're right.
Burrow, Caleb. Okay, then he's got Bijan, Javonta. Right.
Oh my
First
God.
2 running backs.
Wait,
That's
Jalen
4.
Warren. Jalen Warren.
Hold on,
Shut
just
up.
let him talk.
Okay, go.
Let him cook.
Godwin, Jefferson. Who else?
Nuke.
You're right. Oh, Dunze.
Hopkins, maybe. I mean, Hopkins going to be out.
No,
First-
not Hopkins. Yeah.
No, you don't take Keon out and put Odunze in. I mean, Keon's
Oh, I do.
going to be
Absolutely.
the starter.
No.
So
And
why?
Odunze's going to be third.
Keon's the wide receiver 1 next year.
He's not. He's going to be this year too.
Here's what I'll say. Here's
For
what I'll
that team.
say.
Guarantee
Who are they
it's
starting?
Shakir.
I see what Adrian's saying.
He's a
where
slot guy.
there's a lot of faith in rookies, but Rome, Keon, Trey Benson, Brian Thomas Jr. I mean, those are guys we're all expecting to be contributing day one.
Not
Incorrect.
Benson. Benson's
sorry.
Yeah,
nothing
Trey
yet.
Benson is
He's
not
going to be good by the end of the year.
I
Okay.
doubt it.
Guaranteed.
He only needs
James Conner is borderline studly. James Conner puts up
Yeah.
such ridiculous numbers. He's not going anywhere until he's hurt. And then Trey Benson might get there. Also, Trey Benson didn't show very much. He had a
raw.
flash or two,
He's
but
my
he
RB1
was
in this class.
underwhelming too many times.
I'm just not taking much.
And
I
he
guess
can start
credit.
Kincaid
I hear
and
you.
Pitts. He could promote Bowers and start Bowers, Kincaid, and Pitts.
No,
why would
I
you?
wouldn't
You wouldn't
do
want
that.
to use both your flexes for
Yeah.
Bowers and
Pickle.
And he's got
You've
options.
been on fire. That was off. I'll
I
say
think
this.
He could do it. I didn't say he should.
I think Adunze's fire. So like that's my play is Keon for
So good.
Adunze.
He's good, but he's the third wide receiver on that team.
I
the
agree.
third target. So
I agree.
Think he
should-
is.
sure
I don't
should
think
be.
he is, man. I think he's the best wide receiver
I-
out of all three right now. Right
do you watch
now.
Hard Knocks?
Oh,
Do you watch Hard Knocks?
No,
Kyle,
I haven't
watch
watched
Hard
fucking Hard
Knocks?
Knocks. I watch
Okay.
football. Come on.
Shut it.
Kyle.
I don't watch any games.
The way
You
the
love
way
me
these
on this
head
pod.
coaches, the way the head coaches come out, they're not prioritizing Odunze over, even if his talent is there, he's just not going to be prioritized over Allen.
He's
and
gonna.
DJ Moore.
He's gonna be a great receiver. I'm not.
No,
doubting
think
that,
about it this. Okay.
but
Yes. Okay.
Not
go
this
ahead.
year.
Think about it this
He's
way.
not-
Caleb
Allen goes
Williams.
down with an injury.
Caleb Williams is trying to figure out who's going to be his wide receiver for the next 8 years. It's not going to be Keenan. Keenan's going to be a great security blanket this year. Probably like 250 targets,
They want to win
180
games.
catches.
That's all they care
And I'm
about.
I know Caleb will be good. I don't.
I
I'm
want
not
him on my
as
team.
I'm not as impressed with him
Give
right now.
Keenan Allen.
All right,
I
that's
mean,
fair.
his first year.
That's fair.
All right.
I
But
think-
listen,
I think
Caleb,
he
hold on 1 sec. Caleb Williams doesn't have to light the world on fire
No, he doesn't.
first year to be a very, very successful player in the NDL leagues like this. He can
I agree,
he can
he will be.
he could be quarterback 20. Okay, he could be
The first
quarterback
year.
20 and still hold on. He could be quarterback 20 in NDL and he'll be ranked number 36 overall in points. So when you're having that as your QB2, and he's going to outscore all of your other running backs and for the most part, and wide receivers, like all of them. So and he's going to be in all the QB, all the wide receiver ones and running back ones, except for maybe 2 of each. So that's a very, very valuable roster spot, and that's at QB 20. Not great. So then he's going to have Bijan, Javonte Williams, and then
Yeah.
Jalen Warren. Jalen Warren is very, very talented. Then, yeah, he's going to be a little shaky at wide receiver, but just like we give credence to CMC as 1.5, Justin Jefferson might not have the greatest quarterback, but Justin Jefferson, Godwin, and then let's just say Odunze or Coleman, and then Kincaid or Pitts. That's insane. That's a really, really great team. I don't know how he's ranked 8, but we can move on unless someone else has something they want to say.
Let's move on.
We're just assuming that he doesn't trade Joe Burrow or Caleb Williams for another first-round pick next year.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Well,
have
he
One of
does
the-
have
if-
Drake May and Knicks on taxi that he can get.
If,
some-
He doesn't-
if Burrow gets
does not
injured,
have
he's
any.
going to trade him for sure.
He doesn't have any first next year.
Yeah, because
He
he's
has no
going
first
all
next
in.
year. Yeah.
He's
It's
got
about
such a good
goddamn
team.
time, Tony.
Yeah.
Guys, he has Drake May, Bo Nix, Trey Benson, Rome
Yeah,
Odunze, Brock Bowers on taxi.
Taxi.
Whoa,
This
he's
is
got QJ too.
crazy.
He's got
He
QJ.
had, he had 8 of the first 16 picks. I mean,
I had
And he
had
didn't- he
Teams
didn't
would
walk
be
away.
up.
Is
He
that
had
what it
8
was,
he
Pickle?
had 8 of the first 16. He didn't walk away. He
That's
passed
wild.
on Xavier Worthy and he passed on Lad McConkey. Those were the two wide receivers that he could have had and chose not to.
You know what's
I
crazy?
can't
Lad
even
made it
blame
to the
him.
second round.
I can't
This
even
team is
blame
gonna
him,
be tough.
especially when Knicks just got sold for Higgins and a first. That's just
Yeah.
I don't blame him. And Worthy, who would have known Worthy would
Uh,
come out and look this sharp?
I asked him about Bo Nix, like when he drafted him, and that was basically his price was like close to 2 firsts.
It's fair. It's very, very fair.
Zach
I don't
has got
see how it's
plenty of
not.
two
I don't
firsts for
see how it's
quarterbacks.
less. I mean,
You
Higgins
got
in a
plenty of
first.
picks. Yeah.
All right, I
I'm
have
not going for
Texans.
Bo Nix.
Texans.
I have Texans. I
I
want
think it
At
might be
3 or
unanimous
2?
number one.
Zachary.
At 2?
I had Texans at 2 and Jay at 1. They're both.
Oh, that's right.
I think they're both phenomenal teams.
I had Ravens at 2, Texans at 1.
That's how I have it. Hey, Adrian, and then Zach compliment him. Be his color guy. Adrian, talk about your team. Just give me your starting lineup. This is gross.
It's so stupid.
Allen and Stroud,
Pretty mid.
Okay.
Achan, Gibbs, and
Oh.
Najee.
It hurt my stomach.
Those are all RBBC.
Are you starting those three, or who? Just name your starters. We just want your starters, not your backup guys.
Just
No,
pick
I'm probably gonna
the
start.
best of all the
I
great.
I want to hear you say Trey Sermon's name.
I actually
then
went to look for him on
receivers.
waivers.
Nico, Pickens, Waddle, and then Kelsey for tight end.
Oh my god, I just orgasmed. I don't.
Okay.
That was involuntary. I love how John is still rostering Darren Waller. I just have to say that. Jonathan,
last-
Taylor,
Yeah, what
Texas-
the fuck is John doing?
I don't know.
My question
Adrian?
here.
Adrian, I'm standing up. I would stand up, but I'm not wearing pants. and it's not great.
Remember last year he was like half a week away from tanking on the year, and then he realized he was winning because I didn't compete, and then Titans and Colts weren't stepping up, so he's like, okay, guess I'm gonna trade for some players, and he's like the best team in the entire league now.
I love this team. It is amazing. I got a question for you guys about Nico Collins. Okay.
Give it to us.
Do you know the last team to put 3 top 24 wide receivers in a fantasy year? You know who that was?
The
Green Bay.
Texans.
No.
The Green Bay.
This was
I have no idea.
2020, and before that, it might have been 6 or 7 years. I believe it was the Cowboys when it was it CeeDee Lamb's rookie year?
Lamb,
Cup
Yeah.
or Lamb, Gallup,
Irvin.
and Amari Cooper.
yeah, Lamb, Gallup,
Yeah.
and Cooper.
I think that was the last time we had 3 top 24 wide receivers come from the same team. Extremely uncommon. Who's the odd man out in Texans?
Tank Dell.
I actually think it's Tank Dell, and I think it's a 1-year deal because Diggs is probably gone after this year.
Okay. Just curious, that's all. I just see people high on all 3 receivers all the time.
Yeah.
One of them
It's
is going to be a complete bust this year.
the main reason is because no one agrees on which 2 or which one.
I
I
don't
personally
say
think it's
complete bust.
Well,
think
they're
they do,
going to
but-
be wide receiver 35.
Yeah, they're
the
not
other-
going to be what you paid for
Yeah,
to get them.
Yeah, so respective to expectations, they'll be a bust. Sorry.
I think
it's
it'll
because
be
Good
Diggs.
clarification.
I think Diggs is still going to draw the most double teams, so that's who I would think.
Cool.
But I think he's going to be the possession type receiver.
I just see anytime any of those 3 comes up and it's on someone's starting lineup, they're like, they got Dell or they got Nico or they got Diggs. And it's like, not all those guys are locks.
yeah.
Even
I think they're pretty low.
two of them being in the top 20 could actually be really tough.
I don't think so at all. What are we?
Yeah.
Are we saying that they're
yeah.
falling out of the top 20?
I'm saying
He's saying there's not.
I'm saying 2 top 20 wide receivers both being on the Texans this year, I think is less likely than people think. I'm not saying because they're bad.
I
saying
hear you.
There's too many mouths to feed.
I don't.
Is there
It
going to be
depends.
is there going to be an alpha, or is it going to be like they got wide receiver 14, 15, and then wide
Guys,
receiver 30?
Texans are going to put on a clinic. If they weren't dealing with a top tier quarterback, sure, but they are going to throw and throw and throw, and then they're going to run it, and then they're going to run so many offensive plays. That's just what that's what we're projecting. That's like what the world is projecting.
Yeah, that's what everyone's saying. Yeah, I don't.
So they're
I
going to
don't- I
score
don't
so
disagree
many
with the projection.
touchdowns, so many touchdowns. They're going to be in the red zone all the time. They're not. I mean, how many punts are they going to even have? Why would they ever punt it? They should go on. They should have 4 downs never punt. I don't know why you'd ever punt. I don't care how far they're in their end zone. I mean, in their own field. You know what I'm saying?
I would put a bet. I would put $20 down that they don't have a top 10 wide receiver this year.
Oh yeah.
Like, why? Why? How
I just
do
don't-
they
I just-
not? Too
I
many mouths.
Too many mouths. What you're gonna have? I mean, is CJ Stroud gonna
Top
throw
10 wide
500,
receivers.
550
Top-
times?
Top 10 wide receivers still really hard. I mean, that's
I know.
tough,
I
right?
don't think they have one. I think they have 2.
I could
from 10
also
to-
see them
2
having
from
like
10 to
number
20.
12, 18, and 20. You know, or like 6, 11, and 19.
No way.
Like,
no
Top
why-
way.
10
what
is
no.
1,200 yards, 7 touchdowns. You don't
What
think
is it?
Top
I don't-
10,
I don't think
1,200 yards, 7 touchdowns.
I don't-
96
I
receptions.
don't think they have one top 10. I think they have 2 between 10 and 20.
But I mean,
I don't think
also,
they-
who
I don't think-
cares? Who
I'm just-
cares about top 10?
I'm just drumming up conversation
but
for the
you-
pod. That's it.
Right. But
all.
you were
all that
saying,
This is
but the
great
other one
content.
was,
It is.
but you were saying not top 20 though. They
saying-
won't have 2 top 20.
2 top 20.
So
I don't-
that's much
Samuel and
easier.
Ayuk. You don't think they can do Samuel and Ayuk?
No, I think that's what they can do. Neither of those guys
Oh.
were top 10 last year.
No, correct. They were.
Yeah,
12.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think they have a top 10 guy. It seems like whenever these people are talked about, it just feels like people are talking about them as like, oh, that's a top 10 wide receiver. Oh, that's a top 12.
Yeah, but they're not being drafted like that. So no, I don't think people are saying that because
That's
they're
what
putting their
they're-
money where their mouth is, and they're not
When-
drafting them like that.
When what I'm talking about is when we're talking about power
Nico,
rankings
they are.
and we're talking about these wide receivers,
Mhm.
they're getting talked about as like that's a stud guy to have as a starter
No,
on
no.
your team. Yeah, that's how
Look at,
everyone's
all
been
you have
talking
to
about
do
it.
is look at how people are drafting.
I'm not
And
talking
they're
about.
not.
I'm talking
He's
about
talking
what
about
we
this
said
week.
on this pod for the last 2 weeks when we've done our power rankings. That's it.
Now, if
That is
we
the
love
only
them,
thing I'm commenting on.
so I don't think anyone's really talking up Diggs. I think none people are talking up Diggs, right?
Right.
Now, Tank Dell, we love that little buddy, right? Love him, PPR machine. But we're not saying top 10. We're not even saying, I mean, we're saying it, we would love for him to be a wide receiver too.
I gotta drop off, guys.
All right, we'll see.
Peace,
Uh,
brother.
I'll be on tomorrow
Right,
for you
right.
guys.
Right on, man. Later, brother. Night.
I just think it's
Oh,
an interesting
someone-
conversation.
Someone dropped.
Where does that go?
Sorry, Zachary.
I just
Yeah,
think it's
no,
an interesting
it's-
conversation where all 3 people love all 3.
Loving them and thinking they're going to finish a certain spot are really different, though.
I don't love a
Yeah,
guy that's going to finish wide receiver 28.
I think more people love
Oh,
Nico and
It's Nico.
Dell than Diggs.
I
That's how I
want
feel.
Diggs this year over
28
Dell.
We're getting later, though. I mean,
Yeah.
like 28. Who cares about 28? You're right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
One of these guys is going to be that guy.
That's take.
You
Dell.
could, but Tank Dell is still someone. So love him means something different for everyone, right? I mean,
We're talking
That
about.
doesn't mean
we're
anything.
talking. I'm talking about this year. I'm talking about the next 12 months. Nothing beyond that. Everyone's talking about all 3 of these guys as they're talking very highly about all 3.
no one talks
I'm-
highly about Diggs. I'll tell you that. Not many people. It's a very
I don't
lukewarm,
see-
tentative.
I don't see anybody out on him. I don't see anybody saying like, "Ooh, Diggs."
Also very different.
Because
And the
the
only
talent's
reason
there.
people are into Diggs right now is because of Stroud for the most part. We were all pretty darn disgusted with Diggs last year. Now we also their offense changed in Buffalo. So that could be
We were
it too. But
disgusted
he was still
because
getting hyper targeted.
He was that number 8 wide receiver.
Yeah.
We were disgusted because we were expecting top 3.
We were
type of-
disgusted because he's getting targets and not putting up enough fantasy points.
And you know why Dell is being hyped up? I mean, he's really the 3rd receiver, but he's going to be like your your Xavier Worthy. You know how everybody's so excited about
Yeah,
Xavier
people
Worthy
are
now?
super excited about him. Yeah,
He's the Dell.
but Xavier
And that's
Worthy's
why-
also not behind
They're very
two other-
different receivers
Well, I
in
guess
an
he's
offense.
behind Kelsey and Rashi, but I just think it's an interesting conversation that I don't think people are really thinking about. That one of these guys is most likely, almost guaranteed, not going to finish where you think he is, and the other two are not locks to be wide receiver ones. I don't.
But you have to see where they're being drafted. Their average draft.
I know. I'm not talking. I'm not talking about leagues where you're drafting from a complete startup. I'm talking about what we're talking about on the pod for our dynasty leagues.
Same thing.
And how we're treating a roster that has these players on there. Not where were they drafted? What are you expecting? We're saying, oh, Diggs is on this roster. What a stud wide receiver. Oh, this guy's
But Diggs was
that
on my roster, and he was my wide receiver 2 or 3. Right, 2 would be good, but I'm discounting Marv too, which he's being drafted way higher than.
I mean,
than Diggs.
you're going Puka Diggs, but they had basically the same output last year, and Puka set a record. So it's hard to repeat record-setting years. So I'm just saying,
pull up Diggs' numbers,
I
Zach.
haven't pulled up. But you
I got
took off
Okay,
what do you want for last year, year before?
So look at how he ended. That the offense completely changed. So people are saying he's washed. Diggs is washed.
Oh yeah.
Now
I mean, you take
I
away
don't
those
believe
last
he is.
4 weeks, and he's averaging 20+ points a game.
and something happened.
The new offensive coordinator, they came in and they started running the ball because they don't want him throwing so many interceptions.
So
and his interceptions came way down when they started running the ball more.
So consensus in the community is not super high on Diggs, and we're pretty tentative on Diggs. Well, if this is Diggs, then we should be super excited that he's
way higher on this guy.
Yeah, right. So, and
it's
we're all
what
really
have
high
you
on
done
Nico.
for me lately? All we can remember is how he ended the year,
right,
and how disappointed everyone was at the end of the year. He killed me in the playoffs in the NFL league. I was trying so hard to find a different wide receiver, and I just couldn't do it because
look at his targets.
I mean,
7, 8, 5, 11, 11, 8, 5. And that's all when he was scoring, not much.
In 12 weeks, he had 950 yards and 8 touchdowns.
Look at this: 11 targets, 6 receptions, 74 yards. He managed a touchdown, thank God. But he hadn't had a touchdown since week 9 before that. And then 12, and then never another touchdown. So we have a bad taste in our mouth. But I think people are sleeping on Diggs. I think it should be really good. Yeah. I think the Texans are going to be amazing.
That's what I'm saying. I just don't think they could all be really good. Who's the guy out? It sounds like Dell is definitely the odd guy.
It'll be different. It'll be different weeks.
If you had to pick one.
How many touchdowns? Zachary, can you see how many touchdowns CJ Stroud threw?
23.
So 23. Yeah. Do you think he gets at least 30 this year?
Has to, right?
Right. So 30. Well, let's say it's 21 of them go to one of those 3, right? So let's say 7. So now they're averaging 7. I mean, Tank Dell probably won't get as many, right? But will he get over under on 5.5? Probably right around there.
I'd probably say
that was 21 touchdowns, and he basically missed 4 games.
I mean, if he gets 35, 36 touchdowns, throwing 35, 36 touchdowns, I don't think anyone's going to be surprised he plays 17 games.
Here's the other question. Fluffy. Why are they going and trading for Joe Mixon if they're going to throw the ball 600 times?
You got to establish the run to be able to throw.
You have to have a running game. Yeah.
Right. So I just so if they're going to establish the run game, then he can't be hucking it.
Well, it doesn't mean that they're going to run all the time.
I know, but
they need to have a run game so that way it keeps.
It's similar to the Chiefs.
I mean, are you going to give Joe Mixon?
No, you're doing 60, 65% passes.
Yeah,
65% passing.
They're going to give him way more than 180 touches.
So
Way
they
more.
let's say they give him 200 touches, then they're going to throw on top another 550. So they're going to have 7. I mean, that I just feel
Hold
like
on.
people are projecting that offense to be one of the best offenses ever.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mahomes
I
had
just
six.
don't.
Not ever. Not ever.
I just think it's kind of it's a lot. It's a
Hey,
lot for
don't
project.
project me.
600 attempts last year,
How many?
and this was in a
Mahomes
down year. 600 attempts, and then Pacheco
200, 180.
205.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to have
Rushes.
a Chiefs-like offense. That's the projection. It's just
I
I just
think
think
it'll.
I think it's an
I think
interesting
it'll be better
conversation.
than Chiefs offense last year.
As
for
far
sure.
as far as like you got a running
I'm
back with
projecting
you got a running back with 200 touches and a QB with 600 attempts.
So a
Don't
I
running
think
back
it'll be
with
closer to
200.
around that.
A running back with 200 touches is a low amount.
On
That's not a lot.
the top of a QB with 600 attempts.
Hey, Pickle, don't be jealous because we took your the offensive coordinator and your defensive coordinator is our
I'm not
head
jealous.
coach.
I'm not jealous. I just think it's curious that I don't think it's curious. It's interesting to me how highly touted this team is. This team looks amazing. I love this team. I think the Texans.
Looks
I
good
want
on
them.
paper.
I want
sure.
them to be amazing. I think this team looks awesome. I want them to blow up and be crazy successful. I think it would be awesome to have Texans winning the Super Bowl.
No,
and
no, let's take it
and
down
one,
a step.
and one of the best.
Let-
I'm not saying I don't want that. I'm not saying I don't think that can happen. But I just think if you start looking at where all these players are projected and how
Mhm.
people are feeling about it, and you say, oh, we're projecting 200 plus touches for a running back for one
Mhm.
running back, and then we're projecting the quarterback to throw 600 times. If that's the
Well, you
case,
gotta-
they're either down all the time and they have to
Hey.
play and score a lot.
You remember New
But if
England?
they are just one more sec, if they are that good, right? They're not going to be if they're winning games because their offense is so powered. They're not going to get 600 attempts. Look at Brock Purdy last year. If you're always winning, you're not throwing
Much
the ball that much, right? So then you're looking at Joe Mixon getting a lot of carries. You're looking at Devin Singletary getting a lot of carries. That's just taken away from your top guys because your team is so freaking good.
It's on the coaches though, how much they run it up. What
True.
you want to do is you want to look at how many plays are they calling? How many plays are they running per game? That's how you work the math. You run them. How many plays are they running? Okay. Then you can say, how is it divvied up? Then you get a better idea. It'll be neat to see how many plays they ran last year.
Is there a way?
They should
More than that.
Just out of curiosity, is there a way we can look at that?
Yeah.
Because it's probably more than 800 because you have different people maybe passing at different times, and then you've got different
also
running
gonna-
backs touching it.
It's also going to depend on how good your defense is too. Because if your defense is stopping people
terrible,
from scoring, then you're going to be running it a lot more.
tons. So
if your defense is terrible, you're going to be passing.
Yeah.
But,
So I don't know how we can say this team is going to be really, 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 really good. Is it going to be? Are they good because their defense sucks and they're going to score a lot of points? Are they really good because they score 21 points a game and the defense holds them to 10? I just curious, just questions. That's all.
And you don't necessarily need to run the ball to stay on the field. We know that you can just move the chains by those short completions. You just got to keep completing the ball.
Here's Mahomes. 580, 484, 588, 658, 648, 597. That's his attempts every year since he was a starter.
Yeah.
How many plays did they run last year? Do you see that?
Is there a way you can look at how many plays did the Kansas City Chiefs run last year?
Plays by the let's see.
The funny stat: 2022, Mahomes threw over 5,000 yards and didn't have one receiver over 1,000 yards. How crazy is that?
That is wild.
I heard that on the Ballers. That was crazy.
That's because it spread everything out. Team stats.
I'm just excited for the Texans to win because we usually go to 1 or 2 games a year, and I usually
Total offensive plays. Total offensive plays for the Texans last year was 1,083. So then you just break it down from there. And then you think, oh, dang, it's going to be more than 1,100, right? And it's going to be more than that 1,100 this year if he starts all the games. You'd think.
I guess you'd think, but like it's just I don't know. Just food for thought for people that are high on all 4 of those offensive players.
Mhm.
I just think it's interesting. I haven't really had a team that feels like 3 wide receivers could be top 24 in a while. That would have been, like we said, CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, and before then, I don't know. So it's not something you run into very often where it's like, wow,
You're right.
there's a lot of good stuff here. Can we believe all of it?
It doesn't happen a lot because it's not an option a lot.
No.
Right?
Yeah,
You just don't
nobody's
have.
got 3 elite, and then to bookend it with another, a top tier running back. I mean, I think makes it very good. So
What else you want to end on something, Zach? You were pulling something up.
I was just trying to find. You wanted me to find
Yeah,
offensive
the
counts for the
He-
time. I don't know where to find
he
it.
found
I googled.
like
I found Texans at least.
1,100
But
basically.
hey, guys, super fun show. Kept it tight. Kept some banter. Still had some fun. Very, very cool. Anything else you guys want to end on?
We'll be back tomorrow night
Tomorrow night,
for
SF2.
SF2, baby.
Yes.
Hey,
SF2.
you know what we should do before we get off here?
Hmm.
I need to pull this back up.
I'll put that $20 bet out there. Texans
Like
don't
a
have
trade.
a top 10 wide receiver
SF3.
this year. Anyone wants
Yeah,
to take
that one's tough, right? Top 10's tough. I would
I'll-
take your 2 in the top 20.
I think that's what will happen. I think it'll be 10
You
to
said
20.
it wouldn't.
No, I said 10 to 20. They'll have 2 from 10 to 20 and 0 in the top 10.
Oh, I'm pretty sure you said you don't think they'd have 2 in the top 20, but
No,
I
that's not what
could
I
be wrong.
said.
So they won't have
Okay.
3 in the top 24.
Oh, 3 in the top 20. That's tough. That's
That's,
really tough.
that's really tough.
All right. Hey, share my screen
Yeah.
again.
But you don't have to have that to win games.
Who is this?
Oh, so what's this deal? SF3?
This is yeah.
Oh no, is this your team?
What?
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 Adrian?
Adrian,
Yeah.
please. Who are you getting here, Adrian? Are you getting
He's
Baker?
the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm getting Baker.
Oh my goodness, slam dunk.
Baker, Chase.
Well, I don't
and
know.
Pitt.
I paid a lot. I paid
Oh
a
wait,
lot.
in SF3?
No, you did not pay.
Yeah.
You didn't pay a lot.
SF3, huh?
You got Jamar Chase for Devin Singletary, Theo Johnson, and
Sam
Well,
Laporta.
Laporta, Lawrence,
Oh, yeah.
and a first.
well, you got Pitts, who finally
Yeah,
has
he's a 20. He's a $28 Pitts too.
yeah, but he finally has a quarterback,
Wow, that's a big deal.
and probably somebody sling the ball. Give me Jamar Chase because he's so much better than Devin Singletary, Theo Johnson, and the third and the
Mhm.
first.
I don't know.
Look at
But
the
Devin's
roster
gonna be pretty decent, I think, in New York.
But Jamar Chase has a way better dynasty value. I mean, like just
Yeah.
because
I mean, it
Baker.
yeah.
If you look at Baker and Trevor Lawrence, they're probably right next to each other in performance.
I think Lawrence is going to be a lot higher
Sam Laporta
because
better than
you
Pitts.
got to figure Baker lost his OC. He went to Carolina, and that OC made something out of Geno. He made something out of Baker,
He's gonna go make
and
something
I'm
out of
hoping he
Bryce.
makes something out of yeah.
I don't know. I could
So I
see
don't know.
Baker finishing above Lawrence pretty easily.
I don't.
To me, I would have them right at each other. You got
Yeah,
Laporta,
I could see that.
Laporta over Pitts. We've seen Laporta's. I mean, how much better?
Oh, yeah,
can you-
yeah.
How much
If
better?
If you
can
look
you
at
get?
if you look
Yeah.
at rankings, there's no. I mean, Baker isn't close to where Lawrence is at.
Yeah, well, I trust my gut.
For
It's gonna be a
season
lot of
long,
trouble.
I don't mind it. But hey, is this your first Chase team in NDL?
My first Chase, yeah, this my
Yeah.
only share of Chase ever.
That feels good.
It does, yeah. And that's what I told her. I said, I said, I really want
Disappointing.
Chase.
I don't like you having Chase when I have Burrow.
All right, we're out of here.
Later.
Hey, very fun one, Adrian. Those are
See you
hard to
tomorrow.
do. Good job.
They are, yeah.
All right, I'm going to end this biznatch. Much love, guys. Enjoy your